Introduction to Macroeconomics. First, I will explain the meaning of macroeconomics. Now, what is meant by macroeconomics? Macroeconomics is the branch of economics that studies the behavior and performance of an economy as a whole. The word macro is derived from the Greek word macros, meaning large or aggregate. Aggregate means total. Macroeconomics, therefore, is the study of aggregates covering the entire economy. It deals with the behavior of aggregates such as national income, employment level, general price level, investment level, and balance of payment. It is therefore it is aggregative economics. Macroeconomics is also known as the theory of income and employment, or simply as income analysis. So students, this is the meaning of macroeconomics. Now here some of the definitions of macroeconomics which was given by some economists are there. First definition was given by Professor K. E. Bodling. What is the definition? Macroeconomics is that part of economics which studies the overall averages and aggregates of the economic system. It does not deal with individual incomes but with national income, not with individual prices but with general price level, not with individual output but with national output. Second definition was given by Professor J. L. Hansen. According to him, macroeconomics is that branch of economics which consider the relationship between large aggregates such as the volume of employment, total amount of savings, investment, and national income, etc. So, try to remember these two definitions of macroeconomics. Moving next, I will explain the scope of macroeconomics. The first point is determination of national income. Now, what is mean by national income? National income means national income refers to the money value of goods and services which was produced by a country during a given year of time. This is called national income. The primary focus of macroeconomics is the study of the factors that determine a country's national output and income. These factors include consumption, investment, government expenditure, and net exports. Now, what is net exports? That is X minus M, that is export minus import, we get net exports. Now, several concepts of national income accounting are also used in this macroeconomics, such as GDP, that is gross domestic product, then GNP, gross national product, then NNP, net national product, then per capita income, right? So all these measures are used to analyze the performance of an economy. Second point is economic fluctuations or business cycles. Now what is mean by business cycles? Business cycles are also called trade cycles. Business cycles, which refer to fluctuations in national income and employment with alternating periods of prosperity and recession. Now business cycle are having four phases, that is prosperity, recession, depression and recovery. And these four phases are having the fluctuations, and all these having the effects on economy. So analysis of these effects of economic fluctuations has been the main focus of macroeconomics. The third one is the aggregate demand and aggregate supply. The focus of macroeconomics shifted to analyzing components of aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Now, the theory of income and employment explains what determines the national income and what causes fluctuations in the level of income. So here the Keynes, J.M. Keynes, explained that the level of employment and national income is determined by aggregate demand. Now the focus of macroeconomics shifted to analyzing the components of aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Now what includes in aggregate demand? Like consumption, investment, government expenditure and net exports. We can also write AD is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. C is for consumption expenditure, I is for investment expenditure and G is for government expenditure plus net export, that is X minus M, export minus import. Aggregate supply can be increased in the long run through the improvement in productivity, investments and technological change and policies. So all this explanation is related with third point. Fourth one is employment and unemployment. Now macroeconomics studies the level of nature of employment in an economy. Macroeconomics studies the causes of unemployment and provide the basis for various employment policies. During recession, due to lack of aggregate demand, the economy experiences unemployment in the country, and this is a cyclical unemployment experienced by developed economies. So this explanation is regarding fourth point, that is employment and unemployment. The next point is money and price level. Macroeconomics studies the role of money in an economy by analyzing the demand for and supply of money. Macroeconomics is concerned with the study of inflation, deflation, and more recently, new concept is stagflation. Inflation is faced by both, that is developed countries and developing economies. It has far-reaching impact on people's welfare and economy's growth. Keynes put forward the concept of demand pull inflation. In 1970s, Developed economies experience a situation which could not be explained by the existing macroeconomic models, and this was known as stagflation, a period where there is unemployment as well as rapid rise in price level, and this was explained as cost push inflation by supply side economic models. Next point is economic growth and development. Theories of economic growth and development have been a recent area of interest in macroeconomics. The problem of economic growth is a long-term problem, and Keynesian economics did not deal with it. Therefore, in the 1950s and in 1960s, a branch of economics called development economics emerged to study the development process in low-income economies. The main areas of study of this branch of macroeconomics are economic growth and economic development in developing economies. Next point is balance of payments and exchange rates. Balance of payments is also called BOP position of a country. As foreign income is a determinant of national income, macroeconomics studies the impact of trade on national income. Exchange rate between different currencies is one of the determinants of BOP position of an economy. Macroeconomics explains the factors which determine a country's balance of payments and identifies a cause of deficit. It suggests policy measures to correct such a deficits. So, this is the explanation of our 7 point. So all these 7 points is the explanation related with scope of macroeconomics.